it's alright, 'cause I'm safe at the bill.
Hey guys, sorry it's been so long since an update. I have been so busy lately. So, I had a fight with my old beta, but I have a new one now, and she is helping me, but she is on vacation this weekend next, so I promise I will sort the spelling mistakes out when I can. Chapter 8. The Kidnap. I sat alone in the changes rooms. I was almost naked, and looked awesome with my exotic leathery hair falling down over my face like a curtain of soft yellow cream with bits of purple in it. But I didn't care how beautiful or exquisite I was anymore. Edward was gone. He had left to follow Bella to stop her from killing herself, and I was so mad. How could he leave me like that after saying Bella was a cow, and he didn't like her no more? I was pissed, and the tears were falling down my face like a tepid summer rain of misery and woe. So I went home and skipped school and sat in my room in my black corset and leather panties, and I smoked some drugs and started to weep. Dave came in and made a big smiley face. "Hi, Tia. I didn't know you were home. How was school today?" He didn't notice I was smoking drugs. He thought my cigarette of pot was a chapstick. "It sucks. My life sucks. I want to die," I screamed, and my eyes glittered with beauty. "You teenagers and your problems, lol," he said, laughing a lot. And I knew he thought I was just some silly kid whining about homework and dumb boys and stuff. He didn't know I had killed a man and lost the love off my life, and had made Lauren get hit by lightning, and that all the kids at school thought I was a freak, because my face and bodice were so different from everyone else's. "Dave, you're a good person, but you're so fucking dumb, you asshole!" I shouted at him, and I threw my ashtray at his head without touching it. I could make stuff move when I was angry now. It was so weird. Why did this have to happen to me? "Ha ha, I guess you're right," he laughed. He thought I was joking. I wasn't spoiled or anything. "It's so nice having you here, Tiana. You're so pretty. I swear you're even prettier than before. And I think your boobs have grown." "Yeah, I know they are like a E-cup now," I said. Dave smiled and patted me on the head and left. I was so sick of being treated like a kid and no one listening to me that I got up and I got dressed in a long black dress and took some pills of drugs and went out to the local nightclub, which was called Pablo Nightmare. It was a goth club where all the cool people went in Forks. Bella probably never heard of it. LOL. I met Snoofles on the way and he came with me. We went to the club and got drinks and started dancing to the heavy metal music. People there stared at us 'cause I was so different looking and Snoofles was a panda. But we didn't care, we were having so much fun, we were so drunk, and had taken a lot of drugs so my head was fuzzy like there was snow everywhere. "Hi, you're called Tiana, aren't you? I am Jasper and I go to your school," said Jasper Cullen, who was tall with blonde curly hair like straw, only soft and nice and not dry. He was tall. He was wearing a black pullover and red pointy shoes. Author's note. Ha ha, that description sounded better in my head. Oh well. "Hey, whatever," I said. "Why aren't you with that girl I always see you with?" "You mean my GF Alice?" he said, and looked suddenly very sad and started to cry and bite down hard on his lips. "What is wrong, Jasper?" I said. "The problem is I don't love her like she loves me. I am gay, and that's wrong, and I feel so horrible about it." "There's nothing wrong about being gay, you know," I said. "Really?" he said, and looked shocked with his mouth open. "Yeah, it's proper normal, and Snoofles is gay and everything," I said, and Snoofles waved and Jasper waves back. He smiled, and we all there dancing together, and Jasper gave us some of his drugs. I always knew that guy was on something. We had a really good time, and Jasper met another gay guy called Vince, and we all got in Snoofles' car at the end of the night, and I drove around while the others had sex in the back of the car. I was drunk, but 'cause I was a vampire, it was okay to drive. I had better reflex than humans. But suddenly something jumped into the road in front of us, and I had to stop the car and get out. There was a man standing in the middle of the road. He was tall and muzzly, and had black hair like the black feathers of a raven in the black darkness. He was good looking, but he looked so angry. I got out my samurai sword. I often have it with me. But someone jammed up behind me and tore it from me. There were like 10 people all grabbing my body in the darkness, and they put a thing over my face so I couldn't see, and they tied me up. Jasper, Snoofles, and Vince were too busy doing gay sex on each other to notice. I could hear them grunting and humping and having orgasms on each other. It was so cute, but now was so not the time. The men who had caught me took me away and hit me over the head, and I was unconscious. When I awoken, I found myself in a small dark room, and the tall muzzled man was in front of me. I was stripped down to my underwear, and I was chained to a chair with some metal chains, and I couldn't move. "Who are you, you wanky perv?" I shouted. "I am Jacob, the Werewolf King!" he yelled, with his eyes rolling around in his face. He looked so mad and crazy. "No!" I screamed, and I tried to break myself free, but I was under so many heavy chains, so I looked into his wagging face instead. "What do you want from me? Why am I here?" I say, and I started to cry. "You must be punished for what you did to Bella Swan!" he shrieked, and the drool was sloping down his face just like rain, only thick and foam-like. "You are a half-bred! You should never have been born! Your father was a vampire and your mother was a witch! It's weird and wrong, and now you've broken Bella's heart! Half-bred! Half-bred! Half-bred!" This dude was insane. He was so angry. He was jumping up and down, but something he said had caught my attention. "What do you mean my mom was a witch?" I said. "My father used to know her. She lived here in La Bush, and she was a witch. She could make fire come from nowhere and control the weather and talk to animals and loads of other stuff. She was a freak like you." Of course! It all made sense now. I was so shocked I fainted. When I woke up, Jacob was in front of me, and he was naked. He was smiling in a proper, creepy way, and looked totally weird, like a greasy frog thing, and his male genital item was not nice like Edward's. It was like a horrible, wet mushroom. He stroked my knee with it, and I gasped. What was he going to do with me? But suddenly, before he could come any closer, the door of the room we were in burst open. It was Udard.
Who lives in the east 'neath the willow tree? Sexual harassment, tender.